Sarah had just finished a long, exhausting day at work. She unlocked her door and stepped into her apartment, grateful for a few moments of peace. But before she could take off her shoes, she heard a faint whimper from outside. Curious, she walked to the door, opened it, and froze. A small, scruffy dog was sitting on her doorstep, shivering in the rain, its coat matted from the downpour. The dog's eyes were wide with fear, and Sarah's heart melted. She kneeled down, and the dog instinctively inched closer, seeking warmth. As she stroked its fur, Sarah invited the dog inside, gave him a bowl of food, without a second thought. Sarah invited the dog inside, gave him a bowl of food, and wrapped him in a blanket. She tried searching for a lost dog notice online, but there was nothing. She took him to the vet to get checked for a microchip, but no luck. Days turned into weeks, and Sarah started to grow attached to Max. He was no longer just a stray, he was her companion, and she began to wonder about the story behind him. How did he end up on her doorstep? One day, as Sarah was walking Max in the park, she overheard two women talking about a dog that had gone missing. Nearby, the description sounded eerily like Max. Her heart skipped a beat. Could he be the same dog? Determined to find his owner, Sarah posted flyers around the neighborhood and called every animal shelter. Weeks passed, and still no one came forward. Sarah couldn't imagine giving Max up. He had become a part of her life, a loyal friend. But the thought of his true owner haunted her. Who was out there looking for him? Then one afternoon, Sarah was sitting at home when she heard a knock at the door. Her heart raced as she opened it. Standing there was an elderly man, his face etched with worry. His eyes scanned the dog for a moment before he gasped. "Max, you found him!" he exclaimed. The man introduced himself as Robert, and his voice trembled as he explained that Max had been his loyal companion for years, ever since his wife passed away. He told Sarah how Max had disappeared one morning after a fishing trip, and he had been searching for him ever since. The bond between them was deep. Max had been his anchor, the one constant in his life after losing his wife. As Max jumped into Robert's arms, Sarah watched as the man held him close, tears streaming down his face. In that moment, Sarah realized something she hadn't expected. Reuniting Max with his owner wasn't just about finding a lost dog. It was about restoring a piece of someone's heart. And in doing so, Sarah had unknowingly healed a part of herself too. She no longer felt the loneliness she once had. The bond between her and Max had been meaningful, but now, watching the reunion, she knew that love and connection were always meant to be shared, not kept to ourselves.